When Pacific Bell Park opened in 2000, one of the things they advertised was that there was not a bad seat in the house. And for the most part, that was true. It didn't have any columns blocking seats like it had a Candlestick. But would you believe that the first obstructed view seats at Pacific Bell Park in those first few years were right here in the front row of the bleachers? Welcome to 25 years of history and trivia at Oracle Park. One thing about this video, few people took photos or videos of an advertisement, especially in the early years, so the photos here aren't the best. My apologies. Over the last several videos, we've talked about the advertising that helped fund the construction of Pacific Bell Park. In all, 15 different brands received unique partnerships, and this included the Coke bottle, the Old Navy Splash Landing. But for Chevron, their advertising bends the rules. Literally, the ground rules. When Pac Bell Park opened, one of Chevron's famous claymation cars from their commercials was on the left field wall, and the roof of the car extended a few feet above the left field wall, in front of the bleacher seats. Although the advertising has changed over the years, there has continued to be a riser over the wall for the Chevron cars, and they have become famous, but also infamous. Giants second baseman Jeff Kent reportedly once said that if the cars would ever cost the Giants a win, he would come out to the park at night and saw off the protruding parts. Unfortunately, any recording of him actually saying that is not on the internet, so it's only a word-of-mouth story at this point. Kent's comments supposedly came after a 2000 game where he hit a walk-off double off the car.
It is off the top of the wall! It's off the top of the car!
The car did seem to block a home run for Kent, but in terms of the game it did not matter because it was still a double that ended the game and scored the winning run for the Giants. That was the only potential home run that I could find blocked by the cars, but there were a couple of very close calls. Mac Williamson would hit a home run that bounced off the top of the car in 2016, and he wasn't the only one to do it that year. In Game 3 of the National League Division Series, future Giant Chris Bryant hit a home run off the top of the car that bounced into the stands. Although the Cars failed at blocking the opposition home run, the Giants would still win that game, the only one they won in that playoff series. So the car did not block home runs, but it did block some views from the bleachers. However, they originally did a lot more than that. The first car in 2000 supposedly had an antenna with a Giants flag that would go up and down, though I cannot find any video or photos of it. Also, the headlights would light up, as would the letters H or E of Chevron to indicate a hit or an error. However, none of these features would last long. Between being hard to keep working and potentially distracting to players, the lights were discontinued in 2001, and the entire graphic would be replaced on the wall only a couple of years later. In 2003, the single car was gone, and a more crowded lineup of cars were put up, changing but not eliminating the raised addition above the wall. That version of the Chevron ad lasted the longest out of all they had. It was there from 2003 through 2015, although in 2008 it did get a background color to help it stand out more. In 2016, a new version was added, with a dog with a glove hanging out of the window. He missed both the Mac Williamson and Chris Bryant home runs. But the biggest renovation to now Oracle Park came in 2020, and one of those moves was with the Chevron cars. Again, new cars were added, but now the protrusion over the left field wall was moved, so it no longer blocked the views of bleacher fans, and now just blocked the tunnel that was right down the left field line. If anything, the new protrusion should help the ambulance be protected from home run balls, although it failed in that as Buster Posey hit one off the roof of the ambulance in 2021. The Chevron cars again got an update for 2025, but there's nothing that really stands out about them. It's still a Chevron ad. There's not likely to be a change to that Chevron advertisement anytime soon. While many of the original promotions with Pacific Bell Park have gone away, the Chevron cars are like the Coke bottle and have stayed there consistently. Well, I don't think the Chevron cars are going to be going anywhere anytime soon. But it's pretty crazy to think that, considering that in San Francisco, Chevrolet is advertising their electric vehicles, not to mention all the initiatives here in the state of California, that gasoline still has not one, but two prominent ad placements here at Oracle Park. If you want to know what I'm talking about, you can ask in the comments, but tune in next week for more History and Trivia at Oracle Park.